Good morning, friends. I hope you are well today. I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit. I am on for my challenge hour live. Every week I hop on and go over our VIP group challenge. So if you're not on my VIP group, make sure you join that. There's a link in the description. I am just hopping on here to make sure I made it on live. Looks like I did. Go ahead and say hello if you are on, or if you're watching this on the replay, say, hey, I rewatched it, or I'm replaying it, whatever you say. And I'd love to see you and say hi, whether it's now or later. So yeah, we're just walking through our challenge here like we do each week, and I am doing this fun little frame punch challenge. And I've seen some variations of this. If you don't have like a border frame punch, that's okay. You can just punch out a border or use border stickers or laser cut, borders and all that, and put them around like your square. So I've seen a couple variations that way and they look stunning. So it's okay, don't fret if you don't have a frame punch, but I'm going to show you how these are used today. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I actually used this on a layout earlier this week just to, one, refresh my mind on how to use a frame punch, but two, just to, I really like this snowflake one. So it looks really pretty, and there are many variations of the frame punch. As you can see, there's a spider web one, there's a mandala one. I'm trying to look and see what else I have, but really you could use most border punches as long as they're like connected to the paper. You can use those as a frame punch. So I'm going to show you kind of how it's done today, and then we're going to cut a circle out. We're going to do a lot of fun things today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I can't remember if I had any announcements for you. There is that free flamingo bundle or album cover you can earn right now for qualifying orders. So make sure you put an order. I did get my flamingo album cover. I'm so excited. I'm going to use it for our Florida trip. So I have to show you guys in a box opening this week when I get it. So I kind of ordered it late because I was at my daughter's track and field yesterday, but it's fine. I got the one I wanted, so we're good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Every time I say this, if you're overwhelmed looking at a layout, just go step by step. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm doing a fun winter page, which is so funny because it's May. So I'm just trying to get last year done. My daughter, we had a snow day, and as you can see, the drifts get really big out by her house, so she had some fun. So I'm going to be doing those today. And got my cute little winter Frolic collection. This is an older collection, no longer available, sorry. I bought like so much of it when I had it because it was so cute. So I'm using that today. I love the colors and all that. So I'm going to set those aside for the moment. Set that aside for the moment. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Set my pictures aside. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained because I ran so many errands this morning. I'm like, where am I? All right, so we're going to start number one. Use a piece of photographic cloudy moonlit sky designer paper as a basis layout. And so they did a Halloween thingy. I wanted to do this. I actually had pictures picked out. I did not have that paper anymore. I must have used it. So I did a lot of Haunted Mansion stuff for Disney, and I'm pretty sure I used it up on that. So I was a little bummed. I was like, no. But I changed gears. We're fine. So I am using this cute tree paper. I love this. So I'm going to use that as my base. All right, so I'm going to set this aside because it's my base. I'll come back to it. And then step two, using the Spiderweb's frame punch. We are going to punch our frame out. So I'm going to use this navy color here because I thought that would match the best. And get some of this stuff out of the way so you guys can see better. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how the frame punch works. So as you can see, frame punches are a little different than the conventional border punches. I'm trying to find a good border punch to show you on here. Well, how about the camper? So as you can see, this is just a normal border punch. Like I said, you could probably do a frame with a lot of different border punches. You'd have to try it out and see. And on the frame punches, there is a line that kind of goes down one of the wings here to show you where to stop at your corners. And I'll display that in a second. This one does not. So, but they both have these black lines on the front. These ones are a little wider and these ones are a little more narrow because it's a frame punch and the border punch is more wide. So that's the difference. However, like I said, you could probably, use any border that's connected. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Lisa. And then yeah, so this is one I was just trying to refresh my memory on how to do these on the last layout I did. So I tried it out on one of my like scrap pieces and it looks gorgeous. I love this. So it's kind of what it does. So I'm going to take my frame punch here, and how to do this is it kind of walks through here, position one edge at the frame, silver mark in the arm. So you're not going to do it like the border punch. You're not going to line it up at the black. You're going to line it up on this line. So if you were to use a regular border punch for this, you would kind of have your paper sitting out a little bit, not like you would with the border punch. You're going to go out here to this line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, and I'm just going to punch around like you would, you know, a regular border punch. You're going to have this weird piece hanging off, but we're going to address that in a minute. And we're just going to, you know, just like a normal border punch. Sorry if I'm shaking everything, my goodness. Things are like falling off my table over here. And just go right down the line, lining it up on the blue. If you've never used a border punch, they're really nifty because you just like take your paper and slide it, and then you line it up, and it makes this really cool looking border. Okay, and I'm gonna stop there. I don't want to go all the way like you would, because we are gonna not actually end up using those corners. So then you're gonna turn it to the next side, and again you're gonna line this up right on that line. So yeah, like I said, traditionally you'd line it up on the black lines on the front. With frame punches, you're gonna line it up on this line on the side. And then you're gonna have this piece kind of fall out. You don't need that. And you're gonna see how your border is gonna come together. And it's really cool. I love these. I do not use them enough. I need to use them more. And I do need to try some other border punches to see how they work with this. And a lot of it, I find people do it, but you want to experiment. Try it on a scrap piece first, like a piece you don't care about. A lot of times I'll use like the cover sheet out of you know, out of your paper packs to try stuff like this on. And you just want to see if the punch is gonna work, because some punches might not line up just right. So this one, you know it is, because it's designed to be a frame punch. Oops, got a little hangy there. Okay, and as you can see, these are pretty easy to use once you get going. So it's just figuring out where to start. That's the hardest part. And you're just going to keep going around, and they're actually a lot of fun. So you can utilize these for so many different pages. I should show you guys a page I did, or the layout I did the other day with this punch. After I get through this, I'll show you. I want to make sure I'm good and lined up there. Okay. And then last time we're going to line it up. Oh, I like to clear it out so that way it doesn't get all backed up and get stuck. You're more likely to get stuck if you're not using heavier paper, or if you have a lot of stuff hanging off underneath. Okay, there's our last little piece. And just going to repeat that again. It's a little repetitive at first on this layout, but it's going to look fabulous, and I'm so excited. Let's see. And one more. I'm going to guess this last piece is going to fall off. I might have to trim it off just because it might not be. Oh, it's actually pretty good. All right, and there we go. I might hang on to some of my little snowflakes maybe to decorate, so I can hang on to some of my, I like to call it punch poop. I'm gonna hang on to some of my punch poop. Let's see, or, you know, punch confetti, you know, if you like that better, if you're a person that doesn't like using the word poop. But the layout I did, oops, where'd it go? Oh, I stacked more stuff on top of it, huh? I did a really cool layout. Sorry. The other day, actually, using this punch, and it's when we got our Christmas tree last year. So as you can see, I did squares and punched out, you know, 2 parts of it. What you could do too probably is punch out something like this and then cut it, but I just I cut out 6 by 6 squares and then punched 2 sides of it and then folded it back. So this was a layout in it's on the CM blog, I know. It was in one of the books. I'm on another page with another advisor, one of my team members, who does challenges every week, and so I did her challenge and love how it turned out. So I'm glad I get to use this snowflake punch again. and that same collection actually. I think it's the same one. I'm trying to use stuff up, so that's where we're at with that. All right, so we got a punch. Look at that. That is all of step 2, I believe. Step 3, using the inside of your jumbo circle. This is the jumbo circle. There's also the trio set. If that says largest, you're going to the largest circle. I say this every time because it's really confusing for people. This is the largest circle in the trio. So if you see that, this is what you want, not this. But it says jumbo, and that's what you want, is this. So just a reminder. Excuse me. You're going to use the red blade. So I have all my blades in this nifty little case here. So I can throw it in the caddy. All right. I'm going to open up our blade and cut a circle from the middle of white cardstock. We're using navy. Of, you know, the one you just punched up. Okay, so I'm going to try to line this up as best as I can. Sorry if you see my head. Okay. And you want to make sure these little pegs line up in your track, because sometimes I'll miss one and then I'll tear the paper and I get really annoyed. And then the new blades, if you have older CM stuff, these ones rotate. If I can get it to go. So they actually rotate, so it's easier to use. The old ones do not, so you have to like twist your wrist kind of funny to get them to go. So if you don't have these newer blades, 1, it's probably time to upgrade anyway because they're probably getting dull. And 2, these are way more convenient. So I highly recommend upgrading if you have not. All right, so we're using the red blade. I like to double make sure because I just did all that work on this piece of cardstock. All right, on the inside. So you're just gonna cut. You're gonna hold it down really hard. Just take your time. The other thing you could do is use the circle cutter, and that's also very nice for things like this. It doesn't take as much effort, at least not to me. I don't know, I guess it takes different effort. Just a different kind of effort. Okay, and I think we're done with our red. We're gonna use our circle a few times here. All right, so we have our middle cut out, and we're gonna adhere this to our base. So here's my base. Look at how pretty that's gonna be. I'm so excited. Okay, so I have a lot of like little tedious parts on this base. So I love that I turned both of them over. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee, y'all. I'm going to use my Repositional tape runner and my silicone mat, because the Repositional tape runner, when I roll it on, will only stick to the paper. It won't stick to the silicone mat. So, whereas if I used my, you know, one tape runner, it's really big and it's going to show up on those little snowflakes. So, I like to use Repositional on these little things, especially get your corners good. I'm not saying you have to go through and do every snowflake or anything, but just make sure it's going to stick down really well along the edge. So I'm just going to use Repo on the edges and then use my normal one on the inside. Oops, I ran out. Look at that. Sorry about that. Let me grab another tape runner here. Got them right here. And then you can see how I change it in case you've never used it as Creative Memories tape runner. I love these because you just pull them out, get a new one, and snap it back in. You're good to go. Boom, done. Love it. And you can put any type of tape runner in these cases. I just color coordinate mine because it's easier to, when I'm working, to know which one to grab. But if you just want one case and you just want to flip in and out, that's fine too. Whatever suits you. Okay. I'm going to get my regular tape runner again. Works the same way. Just have a regular tape runner in there. Looks like this one's about to run out too. We'll see how far we get. Okay. And then we're just going to plop this down on our base. I'm going to try to be as even as possible, but if you've watched my lives before, I'm not good at being even. I think my eyes are crooked, I swear. Let's see. Oops, I'm shedding. That looks pretty good, actually. All right, there we go. So there's my cover and there's my base. All right, so next we're going to use the blue blade. We're going to cut more circles, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to get my other papers out. So I'm debating here what I want to do because I actually forgot about those inner rings. So I grabbed, how you got so bent on my ring. I grabbed a couple more pieces of paper and I'm going to cut rings out of these, I believe. Oh goodness, what was I thinking? I think I wanted to cut my strip out of this one actually. Maybe not. I don't want to cut my strip out of this one. I don't know if it matters so much, but I know I'm gonna use this one for one of my rings. So we're gonna take our jumbo circle again, and we're using the inside. So I'm gonna go ahead. This one I can kind of try to conserve some paper. I'm gonna go to the edge as far as I can, up in a corner there. And we're going to use our blue blade this time. So I'm just going to dump all these out because I have a feeling we're going to use them all. All right. I'm going to take our blue blade. And it says, cut a circle with the gold glitter paper, which is around our circle, without moving the pattern, and we're going to switch. All right. So we're going to kind of stabilize here. And I can go off the edge a little bit because the blue goes in quite far. Although I got to remember I'm cutting a ring, so maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, so again, line it up on your track, cut. This one's a little easier than cardstock, so make sure you're on a good solid surface. Okay, and I'm not gonna move anything, and I'm gonna put my blade away because I tend to cut myself if I don't put them away properly. Now, without moving the pattern, switch to the red blade. So we're going to red and cut out a ring. So the red's going to be closer, so we're going to cut along like this. And this is how you cut rings with your custom cutting pattern. Ooh, I got really close there. Shoot, that was my bad. I tried to conserve too much. It's okay. I'm going to fix it. Or I'm going to rip it. Either one. I should have been in the middle more. That's all right. Okay, so there's my ring. Don't worry, I'm going to fix that. It's going to be covered anyway by photos. I'm going to strategically place that one. Never a dull moment on Ashley's lives. Okay, so I have a circle I can use later for something else. All right, so now I need my base back. I have a lot of messes happening here. It's so funny. And like I said, I'm going to strategically place this one over here. My photos are going to hide it. Okay, and this one I can use the Repositional tape runner, or I can use my mini tape runner. I also love the mini. It's way over here. I need all the tape runners today. I'm going to flip this over. And the mini tape runner just makes these little squares. They're like little teeny tiny squares. That way you can fit in narrow things because you can just use them in a very close proximity, if that makes any sense at all. Here's my torn part. I'm here to show you you can fix mistakes. That's what my videos are all about, apparently. So, all right, now we're gonna stick this on the inside. Yeah, that should be covered there. It's fine. Kind of on the inside. It's kind of bumping up because of that spot. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So fun. That'll be covered. I'm just probably gonna make it worse by trying to tear it off, but there we go. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. My favorite motto in life. It's fine. All right. So next, same step 4, using the green blade, we're gonna cut out another strip. So we're doing the same exact thing. It is, I think this one's even closer in. So, oops, I want to tape that down a little better. Hold on a second. Missed a spot there. There we go. All right, so I'm debating if I want to add another ring, just because I didn't pick out a paper for it. Oh, let's see. What do we got? All right, I think I want to use this paper, but on this side, I want to use this side for my strip. So what I'm going to do is cut my strip first. All right, I'm good at switching directions around on you on these. So the strip is 12 by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that right now. It's so funny, I haven't used my trimmer yet. Oh, there's stuff everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut my 2-inch strip just to know I'm good. And then I'm going to cut my circle out. And I'm pretty sure the circle will still fit. If not, we'll get another piece of paper. So it's only 2 inches. Okay. It just looks so much smaller in person. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for my layout for later. And then I'm going to bring my ring back in. Yep, it'll work. I'm going to be a little more strategic where I cut my circle. I'm not going to try to be so conservative. All right, so we're back to step 4. Using the green blade, so we do need all of our blades, cut a circle of the orange crescent paper, and I'm using this dotted paper. I don't know the official name. And then we're going to do the same thing without moving. We're going to switch to our red blade. So go ahead and cut around. Okay. It's okay if the middle moves, just don't move your circle pattern at all because you want to make your ring. Get our red blade, which the red blade is closest to your circle. So if it's on the outside, it's going to be a bigger circle. If it's on the inside, it's going to be a smaller circle. That makes any sense at all. It's one of those things like you don't know until you do it. You're like, oh, I get it now. So it's just proximity away from your pattern. Each of these blades are. Just taking it slow so I don't have another mishap. It's a little hard at the end there. All right. Oops. See, I just almost cut myself. Go figure. All right. I gotta learn not to grab the blade when I'm going to drop it. I just gotta let it fall. Alrighty. So there's our next ring. It's very narrow. I like it though. Okay. I think I'm done with my cutting pattern, so I can go ahead and put all my blades away. I have to clean up a little bit so I can focus. Sometimes I end up with such a mess when I'm done. And I'm like, why didn't I clean up as I went? But I just don't want to work on top of stuff mostly. So, all right, look at that, it's so fun. All right, so I might just use, I was gonna use this darker side. I might use this side, I think I like that more. All right, so this one's very narrow. I don't know if the mini would fit on here as well. I'm gonna try it, just for argument's sake. It will, but it's gonna be very tedious. So I'm gonna use the repo on this one. And again, you don't have to slather it, just get some key points. You want to do it pretty good because you don't want it bubbling up on you when you go to put it down, which it probably still will for me. So okay, and there we go. I'm gonna go ahead, carefully put this down on one edge. Oh my goodness, you guys, so funny. Putting down frames in general is hard for me, so let alone doing these tedious little rings. This is smaller, right? Not bigger. Ooh, maybe it was bigger. Hold up. Y'all are just like, what in the world, Ashley? Okay. I'm like, is this supposed to be on the outside? I thought this one was smaller, but maybe. Luckily it's repositional, so I can move it. Now I think it goes on the inside. Okay. This is also why using repositional is probably a good idea. So I'm just going to kind of line my last ring with this. Hopefully it works out. Because I might be doing some cutting. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. It's really hard to see on here. You know, I bet this was supposed to be on the outside. Oops. I make the errors, so you don't have to. That's what I'm here for. Okay, let's try lining the outside. See if that works better. It's very hard to see on that sheet, and I don't know the names of the papers. So, yeah, this is working out a little better. Okay, so you're going on the outside of that larger ring. My goodness. Very tedious though. So crazy. I wonder if did I use the wrong blade? No, it says red. It's all bubbly. So you can see I did not test this before I did it. This is why Repositional Tape Runner is my BFF. It is crazy sometimes. And if all else fails, I'm just going to shift it over and let the photos hide where it doesn't quite line up. So that's what I'm probably going to end up doing here. Hold on. I'll re-tape this down. This is a very tedious layout, but it's worth it in the end because I think it's so pretty. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line it up on this edge. And then whatever goes awry is just going to go under the photos. That's how I'm going to roll with this. I might have to do some trimming. See, it sits flat, but it's not like level, so that's okay. I'm the one that's like, it's fine, I like it this way, whatever. Kind of like how it's dimensional like that. But like I said, the photos are gonna go here anyway, so no one's gonna be able to tell. All right, when all else fails, let's just hide it with photos, right? Okay. Right here on top of the gold glitter ring. So I don't know, it must have been, it's just very hard to see on there which one that is. I'm guessing it was supposed to be on the outside. I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but it's okay. Hopefully you have better luck with that one. So, all right, so we cut our 12 by 2 inch strip. We're gonna line one of the short edges. Oh, so I need my punch back because we're gonna punch these two. And we're gonna align this one up actually now. So between those black lines on your frame punch, I'm gonna line it up, make sure this one's very like, it has a lot of pattern going on, so I wanna make sure it's not hanging up on something. Perfect. So I like to look on the underneath, and then I kind of tied it down and then punch. And there we go. And I might do some trimming there, obviously. Okay, we're gonna do that again on this side. Again, I like to look underneath and make sure I'm lined up okay. And then I'll punch. Tighten it up. Punch. Perfect. Get my micro tips. Trim off this little bits hanging off there. Perfect. And then you're going to kind of line it up on one of your patterns there. Look at that. Fun. And I guess, I mean, you can pick where you want it. I'm going to put it the same as on here. And again, I'm going to use some Repo, some regular. Oops. Repo on the edge, regular in the middle. Forgot which one I was holding. Oh my goodness. Go slow. Okay. That's my biggest, I don't follow my own advice. My biggest piece of advice is when you're taping over these little tedious things. Sometimes I get carried away and I just go, and I've ripped them before because I'm like, just get it on there, get it done. And then I rip it and I have to redo it. So take your time when you're doing Repo on top of tedious little pieces like this. Perfect. Oopsies. Perfect. All right. Like so. All right, look at that. Adhere layout shown. And then they have a border going right here. So I'm going to look at my stickers. There's some cute stickers on here. Like, I love all these. As you can see, I bought it a few times. I have a few sheets of this, like 3 times. I think I earned it a couple times too. They had like a spend get going on. So this one's still full, so I'm gonna just use one of these. Oh, there's still a piece missing on there. I might go actually with this minty look, just to kind of bring it all together. And I like it. Okay, and I want to see their example. They go all the way across. So, border stickers are another one. I have a very hard time lining up, but that seemed to work out pretty good. I'm learning to start in the middle and work my way out. This one I started at the end. I was like, oh, this might not work. We did okay. All right, look at that. I'm so excited about this page. I love it. Okay, I have all my snowflakes over here still. All right, so now we're cropping our photos. And sometimes this is the hard part for me because I like to keep certain things in my photos. I don't think these are going to be as bad because it's all just a bunch of snow. Well, it's a very pretty day. I don't need to keep lots. So we're trimming these down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So gotta figure out what's being sacrificed here. Probably that, and then 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm gonna meet halfway on this one just to keep her kind of centered. All right, there's one. They look so small after you do it. And then 3 1/4. Okay, 3 1/4. Again, I'm just gonna meet halfway. Keep it level. right. I remember this day. It was like so exciting because it was like the first snow day of the season. This was last December. And then we ended up with like, what, 13 snow days this year. And we're like, now we're making up a few days, which it's fine. Scottsville especially got nailed because we had all the back roads get drifted over constantly this year. And so buses couldn't get through, which meant I probably couldn't get through. All right. So there's our photos. And we're so excited. And by, you know, snow day number 12, I was like, okay, come on now. Like, it was actually like by number 4, but I was just like, oh, we're going to be going to school till July. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and mat these. I love it. It's fun. It's cute. I'm going to add some embellishments here too. I want this one in the middle, I think. All right. So to embellish or to a mat, I'm going to pull out some of my scraps here I'd used up, or I made my circles out of. Let's see how I actually like that. I think I'm going to go with these as long as I can get the size out of there I need. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe we're mixing and matching. Get at least one, not 2 though. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my middle one maybe. I like to use up paper. Oh, I forgot I have a circle too. Can I get 2 out of this circle? You guys are about to see the very frugal side of me right now. I think I can make it work. Okay, we're gonna do it. So I need, it says you need 3.5 squares. So let's see. Otherwise I'll just trim them smaller. It's not a big deal. When it comes to mats, I'm a little indifferent. It's bad. I would like not mat my photos if you gave me the option, but I know it's good for me to mat my photos. So this is gonna be hard with a circle. Maybe I should put them on there. We're gonna go Ashley method on this one. Stick our photos on first. That way I know where I'm supposed to stop and end. Heaven forbid I use a ruler, you know, like, oh, you guys. Trying to make those level. All right. And then it's tricky with a circle. My goodness. Okay. We're just going to kind of do our best here. That actually looks pretty decent. All right. So 3.5 is where our mats are supposed to be. I think I went a little big on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and just go bigger on this side. And then I'm just going to kind of cut off the rounded part. Still a smidge in the corner, but that's okay. I'll go this way first. Oops, that's okay. You guys see, I need to use this more. You guys are seeing all the faux pas in this video right here. All the things I did wrong. My goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm getting like a million emails right now. Okay. See, I ripped it. That's okay. We're going to cover it. The multi-purpose tool is a lifesaver. So get one and use it if you have one. Unlike me who just tried to rip my photo off. My word. All right. It's fine. We're learning. We can fix all mistakes here. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. Sometimes the Ashley method comes back to bite me, but that's okay. I just keep turning it until I see the results I want, honestly. So crooked, but that's okay. And then we're going to make this one look not so ridiculous. Okay, that is fine. Okay, this one should be easier to cut a mat out of. Let me go this way, actually. I'm just so frugal. I don't want to get a whole new piece of paper to make mats from the same color I just used. So 3.5. If you're here to learn, I'm sorry. If you're here for entertainment, you're welcome. That's all I'm saying. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. I don't know, maybe that won't work. Okay, maybe not. Or did I do the wrong corner? I probably did the wrong corner. Haha. Like I said, I did not have enough coffee this morning, and I was in a rush out the door this morning. So it is coming back to get me now, which is so funny. On a live, no less. All right, there we go. We're all human, right? Like, that's better. Now I have all these scraps I can use at some point. Okay. We finally got our photos matted. Can you see why I hate matting so much? Oh my god. I think I make it too hard on myself, honestly. And then I hate it because I'm like, it doesn't work. And you're like, well, you do it. Like, you could do better. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere our photos down. I like to kind of look and see how they're going to look before I put them down. Cute. And honestly, over here, they have them kind of shoved aside a little bit more. A little more space between them. Okay. This paper is so cute. I love it. I forgot I had it, and then I was like, oh, this would look really good with her little minty coat. Plus, she's getting bigger now, and like this cute paper doesn't really, I mean, she's still cute, but it just doesn't fit her personality as much anymore. She's like all big, and she's so sweet, but she's still a preteen, you know? If you ever had a preteen girl, let me know. And then pray for me, please. It's not really her I'm worried about, it's the other girls around her, but not everybody can parent as well, I guess. I'm just kidding. We all have our issues. All right. Now we're going to embellish a little bit and find a good title. This is the part I usually get off because I'm already flustered. And then I'll show you like the finished product, but let's see what we have first, and then we'll go from there. We got some cute little polar bears and penguins. Snow, ice, and everything nice. The best day. Well, that might apply here because it was a snow day. So I just like to look at this and see kind of where they put their stuff. However, I have a different thing going on. So, winter fun is cute. All bundled up. I like the circles. I might do some of these as well. Just thinking. I just need to put my title down first, don't I? Okay, well, while I'm thinking about that, I did get, I want to display this handy white gel pen that's new on the CM line. I've decided I'm going to journal here with that. So I figure I'll do that here. But first, I have not used it yet. So I'm going to prime it a little bit. Ooh, it's definitely a gel pen. I like it. So there's also the chalk pens. I have one of those too. Maybe I'll show you guys. This is a chalking pen. And it comes out clear. At first, you're like, it doesn't work. But then over time, as it dries, it turns white. So I just drew a smiley face. It'll show up in a second. So I like both of them for different reasons. But I am going to go ahead and journal down here just to show you guys how this looks. So I'm going to say like, snow day fun with big drifts. I don't always journal live because I get nervous and I get distracted and then I mess up, so. Lucy was happy. So excited. We'll make it. And then later I'll put the date on there. I just don't have my phone to look through to find a date. So yeah, as you can see, it's going to get more white as it goes too. But I could have used a chalking pen on here. It just is hard to see at first, and it'll show up. So this gel pen is actually pretty nifty. I love it. I just used it, and I'm like, whoa, I like how it writes, and it's really cool. I might have to get a couple more for my stash, but it's definitely a little more narrow, but it's called a jelly roll pen, so I like it. I recommend it. If you haven't tried it or gotten it, it's a good price point too. I would snag it. So, because I just journaled really nice with it without smudging or anything. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to leave you guys while I figure out what title I want to use. I don't want to make you sit here in agony over my indecisiveness when it comes to embellishing and titling. So I'm gonna add, you know, some embellishments here and there just to make it cute, fill in the space a little bit, because that's the point of this layout, is to kind of create the space to decorate, you know. So I would love to see what you guys do. Remember, if you post your finished page, like if you do this layout or you just did it now with me, go to my Ashley Scrappy VIP group, make sure you request to join. I will, you know, I look at everybody who joins that group just to make sure they're a legitimate profile. So, and no one that I'm like, I don't know if they belong in the Scrapbook group. I had a guy try to join from another country once, and I was like, I have a public group you can join, dude. So I will look at that just for everybody's safety, for one, and I don't want to get spammed. So, but go in there, and under the featured tab, every single week I post my challenge. And you can find it in there along with a link to the instructions, to the printable instructions on my blog. And then you have about a week to get it done. Post a picture. Friday morning, I go in and I draw a winner. So out of everybody got it done, you go in a drawing. If I draw you, I send you a little prize. Yay! So those go up Friday at 10 every week. And then you have to have them submitted by Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. So this is this round. Excuse me, another one will go up Friday morning. So this one's due tomorrow night, so make sure you get on there. But I'm glad you guys could join me if you're on live. If you're on the replay, remember to say hello and ask me any questions you guys have. I would love it if you hop over to my YouTube as well and like and subscribe to that. Or subscribe to that, I'm so sorry. I need more coffee. Subscribe to that, so that way you get these updates. Facebook gets rid of lives after 30 days now, which is such a bummer because I liked having them on there. But in order to get them all cataloged, they're all on my YouTube page. So, and then I also do sneak peeks on there. Every time there's a big sneak peek, I go through and show you literally everything that was in our advisor email. Not everything, but all the sneak peeks in our advisor email on a live, and then I post it in my YouTube. So, actually, yeah, it is live. And then a lot of other little things are in there. So it's a great little site. Make sure you go like and subscribe. And yeah, I will show you what I did later. On this page, I will post my finished product and we will have a good time putting it in our book. So we're getting pages done. It's what's important. So thank you again, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and take care. Thanks so much.